I'm rubbing with Oxy-Dry, and I just finished cleaning this hole upstairs, as you can see. And so now we're going to do the post vacuuming. This is a berber. It's an olefin, and it will benefit from grooming, because although there's not much of a pile, there is a pile. And I need to groom this carpet. So we will do that. Yeah, the carpet is, oh, well, it actually feels dry right there. Some patches will feel slightly damp, but yeah, mostly it's dry already. So I just finished it. Over there is where I ended. But yeah, nice view, eh? Orchards, probably apples over there, I think. Lots of apples. Yeah, those are apples. Yeah, I can see that. Apples, cherries, peaches, plums, apricots, grapes, all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, rats. Oh, look at that. What's going on here? Where the heck is that coming from? That's weird. Okay. Okay. What the heck? Coming from this thing? Oh, it is. Whatever that is disintegrating. Oh my goodness. Look at a real mess here. Now, I was going to say I got to fix that, but I just realized I don't think I can. Oh, yes, I can. I should be able to. Okay. Alright. Alright, hang on a minute. I think I have what I need. Hope I do. Yes. Okay. This is I've had this vacuum now for a few years, I guess, 2-3 years. And I actually did replace this hose with my older one, which I also bought a few years ago. Anyway, eventually these hoses will start splitting. That's to be expected. You put them through stress every time you pull on them. And we're going to fix it. Oh, I don't know right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, we'll just put it back together. all of these hoses will eventually have that happen to them. It's inevitable. It's a wear point. Okay, so we'll just get this out of the way. I'm about due to replace this vacuum anyway, actually. They're not that expensive, actually. I think in Canada this vacuum is around $500 off of Amazon. And it's less money than the Pro Team. And it's a better vacuum than the Pro Team. Yes, I know all about Pro Teams. I used them for years. This is a better vacuum, better built. A lot better design. More power. It has the 2 power settings as well. I had all kinds of issues. The last couple of Pro Teams that I had, they were just literally falling apart. The plastic on the hinge on the bag lid broke. On the back where the handle was, the plastic was just literally falling apart. The body at the bottom was cracking. I've had that happen on 2 or 3 of them. And the Pro Team also is designed, well, first of all, it's an old design, very old design. I think it was designed back in the 70s actually, with 2 motors, one for the power head, one for the vacuum. There's nothing wrong with that, except they will clog. Many times I've had clogs in my Pro Team because of the way the tube goes up in the middle there, and whenever you have to do anything to the vacuum, even sometimes when you have to unclog it, you actually have to pull the power head apart, and that requires about 12 screws. It's just awkward to get at, whereas this, everything on here, everything just pops off, snaps off, much easier to get at. And I've actually never even clogged these vacuums. My Hoovers, I've never had a clog ever. So there's that. And even cleaning out the Pro Team, the brush roll, occasionally you have to pull them apart and clean them out. And it's a huge job to get in there because, again, you got to literally pull the cover off, 12 screws, and then lift the whole top off to get at the brush roll. Whereas this one, the bottom plate just snaps off. Do these break? Yeah, sure they do. Of course, they're made of plastic. My older one, which is the wider one, I had the handle crack up here, but I just actually right in here, I guess. But I epoxied it and reinforced it with a metal brace, and that was an easy fix. Yeah, it is a better vacuum. Oh, another thing is about the Pro Team is take a look at the Pro Team on the front of the vacuum shoe, the part that contacts the carpet. You'll notice that there's a number of slots in the front of it, and the reason is because it's actually designed or intended primarily to be used on a commercial grade carpet, and it has no height adjustment, so it just sort of rides along on the vacuum shoe, and that actually limits its ability to draw air from in the carpet. It tends to draw air across the carpet. Now, it also, as I mentioned, has no adjustment for the height. It just floats, like a lot of vacuums do, whereas this vacuum actually has height adjustment. So you can increase or decrease the distance from where the brush roll contacts the carpet, depending on how thick or plush the carpet is. So this is a little more versatile. And although it has presets, mine's been modified a little bit, and I've done videos on that, where mine is actually more or less infinitely adjustable from its lowest setting to its highest setting by if I can put it in between. And I put a couple of little, you open this thing up and there's a detent thing in there. I added a couple more detents, and then there's an O-ring underneath this, which gives me the ability to put it in between and it'll stay there. Very easy to modify. So there's nothing I wouldn't say bad about the Hoover, in my opinion. Do they break? Oh yeah, I've broken. This one actually done really well. The only thing that's broken on this one was the on the bottom there where the hose wraps around. That thing sort of snapped off, partly anyway, but actually it works better that way anyway, so I didn't care about that. And that only happened not too long ago actually. It's not a big deal. As I mentioned, I had the handle on the other one, my older one, break, but I fixed that with some epoxy and it still works. And but then I had a hose split. The hose that was on here split, and I just replaced it with my older hose because it was okay, except that it just split on the end there, whereas the other one split in the middle. So but I guess I can order up a new hose. But you know, this is a minor, very, very minor thing when you think about it, as far as cost of operating goes. No matter what you clean with, if you were using it every day, and I'm using mine all the time, obviously, I pre-vacuum every job, post-vacuum almost every job. So you know, it's used way more than a typical vacuum is used for compared to a household, which, you know, maybe people use it once a week, and here I am using, you know, I in one day I probably use it more than most people do it in a month. Actually would use it in a month. So when you look at it that way, that it's really quite amazing how well they stand up. And oh, the other thing is, people say that they break this thing. I've never broken that. And the secret to that is make sure that you push it down, then move the handle back. People, I think, forget and they pull it back without releasing that handle, and that's gonna you could end up breaking the little detent in there if you aren't careful. Actually, I had to fix something in there on my other one as well, because I dropped it down some steps, and something broke in the speed control. But I was able to, I took it to a vacuum repair shop, and I guess a wire had been knocked off or something, and they were able to fix it. So that was an easy fix. I know a lot of guys like the Shark, or even some guys like the Dyson vacuums. They work fine. But again, they float rather than having a height adjustment. Well, at least I think the Dyson does not have height adjustment. I don't really know. I'm assuming it doesn't. Most don't. But my concern about that more than anything is that I think that when you walk into someone's house as a professional, you should look like you've got a machine, a vacuum that they can't go to Walmart and buy. I think. That's just my personal opinion on that. And it's not about, you know, people say, well, I can go and buy $100 or $200 vacuum, whatever. And yes, you can. But, ooh, I was afraid of that. Yeah, I think I remember this happening last time. Ah, shoot. Okay. I'll deal with that later. Darn it. Now what's happening is there's rubber feet. Actually, what we're gonna do... Oh, shoot. What it is there's rubber feet on the bottom of that couch. And that's what's leaving those marks. So I'm going to have to deal with that, obviously, and I will. I've had it happen before. No panic. That's not something that happens very often. That's very rare. But, oops. But that's that's annoying, isn't it? Tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move this thing forward again a wee bit. See, it's not doing it now because it's dry. It does that when there's moisture present. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa. Look at that. Wow. Now, how does that make sense? I thought there was rubber on the bottom here. This would have been here from the last time I cleaned. I guess? No, I didn't use those. Okay, we're going to put some suspend on there. Oh, right. Okay. This isn't actually tin foil. It's some kind of a cheap junk. I wonder where that came from. See, the thing is that this is actually supposed to go on that way, not that way. I wonder where that came from. Okay. So we're going to have to come back and deal with that. I'm just going to let it sit there, and then I'll come back and fix that. Don't worry, I won't forget. I already took the machine downstairs, so that's kind of annoying. What I'll probably do is when I do the steps, I'll probably come up here and do it with the Oreck, because I got to use the Oreck on the steps anyway. We'll deal with that. Not a big deal. So there's a interesting example of why you don't put those furniture tabs on upside down. The mirrored part's supposed to go up, and the reason partly is so that you can see when you go to put it under the foot, you can see the reflection of the foot. At least that's the way I've always understood it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I always thought. But I've never seen it make a mark like that before. I thought that had a rubber foot on there. But I thought that's what happened before. Maybe I'm thinking of another job. Isn't that interesting? Well, what do you know? Would never have thought that. Aluminum. Aluminum will mark. That's the reason. Aluminum gives off a black gas, and like a black. And you see on the when you see the transitions, often you can see transition between linoleum and carpet. If they've got aluminum strip there, often you can find it goes black. Why is it doing that? Because aluminum gives off a black gas, and gas or just like when you handle aluminum, your hands will go all black. It gives off this black material or whatever. I don't even know what it is exactly, if it's a gas or whatever, but that's why it made that mark. So yeah, interesting. And that's why you don't put the foil protector. The shiny part goes up, not on the carpet, because it will or can mark the floor, which is not what it kind of defeats the purpose. But that's the reason why. So, I never thought of that before, but it's like obvious when you think about it. It's like that's an obvious thing. Boy, I didn't do that. That was like that. So, that was an interesting little lesson. I actually learned something new right there. I never realized the. I've never seen one of those things make a mark like that before, but now it makes perfect sense that it could do that, and obviously, since it did do that, that's the proof of it, and that's why the aluminum, the aluminum foil, even aluminum foil, obviously would do that because, well, it's aluminum. So I guess it's not going to do it if the, just sitting there. If the carpet's, I wouldn't think it would do it if it was just sitting there, not moving. But I think if there's moisture present and then you move it on the floor, which I did, is it slid across the floor, that transferred the black aluminum off of the, is it aluminum oxide? I guess, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. I guess we all learned something new there. That's a new one on me. But it makes perfect sense. There's always a reason why things happen. And that's kind of my way of looking at things. Is, okay, if you can understand, make it happen, so you got to figure out, well, why. And that's why I decided to try with the spotter and the towel, and I realized, okay, well, if I can make it transfer, then I know what the source of it is. Because I was wondering if it was something that was actually on the tab itself, some contamination or whatever. But I couldn't see anything on there. But now that makes perfect sense. I understand. I can work with that. And I can fix that. Yeah, I think, as I recall, the last 2 or 3 times that I've been here, there's been a lot of dog hair on the carpet because they have a golden retriever. No, yeah. Is that right? Yes. And they really shed. But I'm not seeing much here today. And I'm wondering if the golden retriever is not around anymore. I don't think he was very old. I thought he was a pup. But who knows? All right. See, the carpet is really looking good. It's worn. It's, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this. This carpet is 20 years old. So that's very impressive for a 20-year-old carpet. With the activity that's been going on in this house, raising the kids and pets, and there's a cat in here as well, by the way. Okay. So, yeah, I'll come back up here with the when I do the steps, and I'll deal with this with the Oreck, I think. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.